Well, today, because we have had some clouds and we started out with the rain this morning, the high temperature of making it to 90 degrees, the normal being 95, the record 107, but we picked up a little over 4/10 of an inch of rain at the airport just today. But now I'm going to go back all the way to July 1st, at least across the Metroplex. Look at some of these numbers. 1.52 at DFW. But nobody lives at the airport, right? Everyone else lives everywhere else. So 4.72 in Richardson, 2.04 in Dallas, 3.16 in DeSoto, and 3.32 in Lancaster. Now, looking at some of the rainiest Julys we've ever had, I'm actually going to go ahead and show you the top 8. The number 1 being 11.13. That was back in 1973. We get all the way now to number 4, 6.29, back in 1902. Number 5, 6.26. Number 6, 5.9. Finally, number 8, 5.54 back in 2007. So that's the most recent one, and we are still nowhere near that. So it hasn't been a record July by any means, but so far we are above normal. Satellite and radar showing the little area of low pressure that we've had since earlier this morning. That continues to move north into Oklahoma. Right now we just have one little storm in between Canton and Lindale. That continues to move off to the north and east. It's not severe, and the coverage of rain and storms for the rest of this evening and into tonight, it's going to stay very low. In fact, looking at our timecast at 10 o'clock tonight, it's keeping the chance of showers, the highest coverage, south of the Metroplex. Overnight tonight, it looks dry for the most part, a 10%, maybe a 20% coverage of rain. By tomorrow morning, we are going up to about a 20% coverage of rain, even here in the Metroplex, but the higher chances look like they're going to be from Decatur, Gainesville, down towards Denton, maybe McKinney. And then by the time we get into Tuesday afternoon, we're going to see more of a partly cloudy sky. The rain chances will be a little bit higher just to the northwest and the far southwest. And then Tuesday evening, we are looking like we should be drying out. So in the meantime, this is our Weatherford camera. We've got some clouds around. Temperatures tonight, we're going to keep the clouds around, and we're dropping down into the low to mid 70s. Tomorrow afternoon, we're looking at highs climbing back into the low 90s. We are expecting a nice pattern change at least through next weekend. So the ridge of high pressure out to the east, that's going to be moving west. The main jet stream that carries the storms across the country, that's going to be well to the north. So we don't have any big time storm systems heading our way. The ridge of high pressure, it basically knocks out the rain chances, but it also moves our temperatures up. So for tonight, partly to mostly cloudy. Temperatures drop into the mid 70s. We've got a 20% coverage of showers. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, a high of 93, so we're starting to warm things up a little bit more. But after tomorrow, we don't have any more rain chances for the next couple of weeks, at least for now. Warming up into the upper 90s by this weekend. Looking at the second half of the 14-day, it looks like we're going to be into the upper 90s. We also have one day in there where we could actually reach 100 degrees.